Hello, it's great to be here tonight. It's a great night. It's a great honor to meet Mrs. Williams and her son, Mr. Williams. I'm going to talk very briefly about the notion of memory. We all have memories. We have private, individual memories. I shared with Mrs. Williams before this event that I was lucky to be able to meet Mr. Williams when I was in college at Radcliffe more than 30 years ago. I went to a very small event that Mr. Robert Williams had come to speak to the students, and I was about 20, 30 students talking with Mr. Williams, hearing about his experiences in China in particular. So we have private memories, we have family memories, but there's also collective memory, national memory. Memory itself is a very complex process. It involves both remembering and forgetting, misremembering, revising memory in the light of subsequent events. It's the role of museums, however, to hold, to analyze, to interpret, particularly to preserve and to exhibit various different kinds of memories that make up our past. For example, in the long history of understanding slavery in the United States, the history of slave rebellions for many years, for many decades, was suppressed. But in the last 40 years, we've come into much greater understanding of the breadth and the frequency of slave rebellions in the United States. In this case, the history of the modern civil rights movement has been remembered and is being remembered in many places, and that is to the good. However, it tends to be easier for us to remember, collectively remember, the nonviolent wing of the civil rights movement. And it certainly is extraordinarily important, but it's not the whole story. We owe it to ourselves as individuals, and we owe it to the nation to include our full understanding of the past, that wider complexity of resistance that characterizes the full spectrum of African American responses to the problems and challenges of their experiences in the United States. And that's just to kind of set the stage for our conversation. Thank you very much.